Avoid skip. We frequently discover in life that we are not the first option in the eyes of others, lacking a substantial. It appears that their attention is constantly diverted, leading us to doubt our own value. Yet today we set out on a path of transformation, is about creating ourselves, not about trying to get affection. Becoming people that everyone wants to be around. We're not attempting to transform you into someone else, but just to allow your best qualities to come through. If you've ever felt, this will be your pivotal moment, and we will look into ways to help you feel less appreciated or forgotten. To guarantee that everyone knows you and pays attention to you in every relationships must let go of the sense of invisibility in order to be rewritten. Join us on the platform to share your life story, step by step, phase by phase. Journey from being forgotten to being remembered. Are you prepared to make a change? Your life, therefore, let's begin by becoming one. Be intriguing. The Stoic philosophy is attractive. In order to become unforgettable, you must. Here, learn to shine intriguingly. Being enigmatic does not imply hiding or concealing. Instead, it's the art of gradually exposing oneself, layer by layer. Layer in the same way that a painting is made. Each detail you sharing serves as a puzzle piece that piques interest and inspires a desire to consider meeting someone and finding out everything there is to know about them. After then, there would be nothing more to learn and nothing to anticipate. On the other hand, someone who discloses themselves gradually views every encounter as a chance to contribute something fresh tale, makes each minute spent with them valuable and engaging. Encounter Stoics such as Epictetus, who preached that self-control and temperance are the finest manifestations of knowledge. One need not constantly pour out their soul, instantly, but in order to be a master of engagement, you must carefully consider when and how you share. A method to seem more intriguing to others, but a lifestyle, a way of having a keen awareness of oneself and the world around one. In addition to ruling an empire, Marcus Aurelius was also an A-model Stoic philosopher. He was slow to share his ideas and intentions, but instead they would gradually become visible, much like a person strolling through fog. Displaying calm and composure when necessary and suitable not only made Marcus intriguing and enigmatic, but they also demonstrated his breadth of knowledge and life lessons. Every narrative you tell should be cherished in the here and now, without being overshadowed by worries for the future. Opening up about any experience should be like writing in a diary, not rushed, but gentle, allowing it is not via pretense or creating a false image that relationships can naturally evolve over time and become fascinating. But in the way you honor and purposefully tell your tale, you become not just a remarkable individual in the perspective of others, but a character number 2 that supports your 2. Explain why you are important. Significance of claiming one's worth in the process of adopting Stoic philosophy is not only a positive step, but also an admission of who we really are. Concerning flaunting or fabricating an image, it's a potent proclamation of your individuality and priceless worth. Teach us more than just how to live. However, to see how to shine in the eyes of others, consider Marcus Aurelius, the monarch and philosopher who claimed that you are in charge of your thoughts, not outside circumstances, and that you will gain strength from this, as we discover that concentrating on the things we can control will. The basis for demonstrating our value as individuals is our behavior, values, and inner strength. For example, someone pursuing a profession in art without seeking acceptance from others, persevering through challenges, and genuinely embodying in everyday life. They are a rare jewel that not only exhibits self-worth and self-respect, but also earn respect and acknowledgement from others. Seneca is another Stoic philosopher, highlighted the importance of time, noting that our lives are not brief. However, we waste a lot of it, since refusing to spend time with people who don't value you is more than simply a gesture of self-respect, but also an indication of how much you value your time. Asset. Whereas Epictetus thought that we only have control over our own responses and not the outside world. This also pertains to how we exhibit our individual value-seeking behavior. Finding acceptance within yourself, rather than from others, is a sign of your independence and self-assurance, which makes you valuable in other people's eyes. Claiming one's worth from a Stoic standpoint is not only a quest for self-awareness, but also a method of showcasing oneself in. It's about valuing oneself and keeping oneself healthy in a modest but aggressive manner. Setting limits and making a determined effort to achieve your goals, which will naturally attract the admiration and focus of others. They start to perceive you as someone third, make your own. Important, someone deserving. 3. Make your own happiness. Since Stoic philosophy places a strong emphasis on happiness, the third stage to earning others' regard is, this principle is sacred because when it is true, it allows you to create your own joy. When you are internally happy, you naturally exude an alluring charm to people surrounding you. It's not about putting on a front of fake joy, but rather about setting out on a quest to learn and accept what genuinely brings you joy, according to Marcus Aurelius, comes from the spirit, and states that your level of happiness in life is dependent on the character of your thinking, which suggests that you control your happiness rather than someone else's, but originates from your ideas and outlook on life. When you cultivate optimistic thinking, genuinely enjoy your pursuits and successes, radiate confidence, and Seneca showed us the importance of having a sense of fulfillment that attracts others to you, achieving inner serenity while claiming that we are independent creators of true joy. Despite outside influences, he underlined the importance of living completely in the moment in order to find authentic joy. This guidance helps us to live in the now without becoming overwhelmed by concerns about the future. Value and savor every moment of life instead than pursuing happiness incessantly. Epictetus, another renowned philosopher, suggested that we concentrate on what we have the power to advise against looking for virtue in things outside of ourselves. This acts as a reminder that our enjoyment should come from within ourselves rather than from outside sources. Our own behavior, values, and self-care in practice, which essentially means exploring interests, establishing a nurturing atmosphere, and keeping yourself healthy and creating a happy life on your own terms, is essential when you're content with your life and yourself. You no longer look to other people for perfection in order to fulfill yourself. Instead, you sharing your contented self with them generates a strong allure, as not because they have to make you happy, but rather because they are drawn to you. Other people are pulled to your innate joy, which emanates from inside and is manifested through an optimistic outlook, pursuing happiness and living in the now. On its own, this inner joy flows outward, generating an alluring charm that automatically prioritizes you in their lives without requiring forced coercion. Acknowledge your value and encourage others to know your value. Take part in the process of asking people around us to prioritize us by acknowledging our actual worth, and opening doors for others to contribute is a crucial step. See yourself as a precious gem that can only be found by those who are patient and committed. Epictetus and other Stoic masters have left their mark on philosophy, teaching that nothing, just as a gem is polished by deep ties between individuals, wonderful things come in haste, are progressively constructed via time and teamwork. And when you extend this invitation, others start to acknowledge and treasure your worth and individuality, reiterating Marcus Aurelius's assertion that contentment and self-respect is ingrained in us, establishing the groundwork for how others believe that a happy existence is based on the small things that are all around us. Self-confidence in one's own worth not only wins others' regard, but furthermore acts as a potent reminder to value yourself as unique. He underlined that we have greater fears in our minds than in reality. Reality demonstrating that the concern of others, ignoring our actual work-birth, is frequently unjustified by appreciating you naturally raise your own worth in the eyes of other practitioners. This guideline entails developing yourself, taking care of yourself, and creating a life that truly reflects your worth. Life isn't about creating a life you're proud of and that other people want to live, moving too quickly, but rather about a patient journey in which internal values dictate each step. And the fifth self-esteem tip is to define your own course in the quest for respect. 5. Establish your own course. Unlike others, the fifth secret is not found in impressive outward achievements, but rather, this invitation is concealed in the way we live and cherish every moment of our lives. Must live with passion, fiercely pursue your goals, and assert your independence. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius is renowned not only for his once shared, live in accordance with yourself, and you'll gain wisdom, as well as his actions. Fit in perfectly with your surroundings. This harmony results from overcoming particular preferences and achieving contentment on one's own instead than depending on receiving approval or affection from others while leading a life that is authentically you. People see you as naturally unique and understand that you don't need anyone else to complete you. More enticing to them, Seneca stressed the significance of looking within happiness. He added, "Love yourself first if you want to be loved." Instructs us not to wait or yearn for approval and love from other people. But Epictetus, a different Stoic thinker, taught us about the power of concentrating on our behavior and how we handle difficulties without being distracted by events, but based on how we interpret them within the framework of our personal lives, thus implies that you should focus on creating and enjoying, rather than worrying too much about how other people see you. According to the Stoic viewpoint, a genuine existence is one in which you find happiness and personal interests, career advancement, and positive relationships with family and friends objectives, and put forth endless effort to attain them in order to live a happy life. Your significance inherently entices others to join. They perceive you as an inspirational person who makes their life better. Number 6. Put yourself sixth. Prioritize yourself. First, self-control and self-care are not just important in the Stoic way of life. The sixth key to mastering relationships is that it's both an art and a responsibility. Taking care of and safeguarding oneself with the respect and consideration you are due. This is not self-centeredness. Rather, wisdom is the cornerstone of freedom, and you can portray yourself as confident and valuable by being aware of and completely addressing your own demands. Being a lighthouse that attracts others' notice and appreciation. Marcus Aurelius, a cornerstone of Stoicism, formerly claimed that the mind had ultimate control over life. Recognize that your mind is an unbreakable fortress that is unaffected by outside circumstances, and maintain this strength. You'll have an unbreakable posture that nobody can disturb. This highlights how crucial it is to prioritize oneself over anything else. Can exert similarly significant control over our thoughts and actions. Emphasize the value of independence and not relying on other people to make you happy. He thought that true joy originates from within each individual, unaffected by other circumstances. Epictetus is another Stoic. The Master instructed us to focus on our ability to respond and act in unexpected. He emphasized that although we cannot pick our circumstances, we can choose how to deal with them. The secret to happiness and good health is the ability to make decisions for oneself. In actuality, putting oneself first is not only a decision, it is a must. Spending time with yourself, doing things that make you happy, and sometimes being able to say no when it's required is a sign of maturity. In conclusion, putting oneself first is a powerful way to safeguard your health and pleasure. Confirmation of one's own worth via mental and physical well-being. Physically, you become an inspiration to others in addition to improving your own quality of life. By showcasing your own worth, you enable others to recognize their own worth. Number 7. Value your time like 7. Treat your time as if it were precious. Gold is the 7th essential stage to creating a lasting impression on the wide canvas of life. Making an influence on other people requires a profound understanding of the incomparable worth of your time. And focus, which includes a deep comprehension every time you. Sharing every moment you spend with someone else is like giving them this priceless gift is evidence of a life full of hobbies, labor, and personal experiences that make the time you spend with other people very meaningful and valuable. Marcus Aurelius, with his visionary outlook, once suggested, "It serves as a potent reminder that we cannot live as though we have hundreds of years left." Truly valuable, and we need to be careful about how we use it, especially with his, "We don't have a short life, but we waste a lot of it," according to this wise view of time. This reminder enables us to appreciate how important it is to use our time. By purposefully not being available all the time, you convey to others that your time is valuable, which makes acknowledge and treasure that Epictetus is a master at concentrating on what we can advise us to spend our time on activities that will make our lives better. This entails allocating your time to hobbies, pursuits, and connections that are important to you, and to people that truly value and respect your time in the real world. You don't always have to say yes to everything because of your time. Plans and the flexibility to use your time effectively, aiming for a healthy balance between completing tasks, for making sure you're not always the last person on your list, both for yourself and for others. The key to appreciating your time is realizing how valuable you are, and reflecting it in your time management means that you must both be present at important times and set aside. You can change your presence by making time for your personal endeavors, becoming a sought-after asset and establishing oneself as the primary concern of others. 8. Share thoughts and make plans for the 8th step to becoming 8. Plan and share ideas. Finding a healthy balance while starting discussions or making plans is important in other people's perspectives. It means not being the one who initiates communication or suggests joint activity. Allowing someone else to take the initiative can occasionally show that you have your own life and respect your time, which also allows them to demonstrate that they, as Marcus Aurelius once stated, "I think you're important and I want to spend time with you." Since life is more like wrestling than dance, we must be flexible in order to manage relationships. Always take the lead, but occasionally we must pull aside and allow others to approach us. Seneca felt that being able to ensure that all parties are attempting equally, it was important to be able to support yourself, and we shouldn't rely solely on other people to make us happy. By not always messaging first, you give them the opportunity to miss you, since you're letting them know you're okay on your own. You and convey their concern. Epictetus stressed self-control, and with 2 ears and 1 mouth, thoughtful behavior suggests that we should pay closer attention. This idea emphasizes how important it is to listen and let before speaking. Instead of constantly exchanging ideas or formulating strategies, it pushes us to put this into practice by thinking about when to reach out and when to retreat. Implies considering how frequently you're the one making contact. It's acceptable to initiate discussions, but you should also offer them the opportunity to do so that it's not about playing games. Rather, it's about making sure that all parties have a sincere interest in the relationship. Number 9. Manage your feelings to become ninth. Regulate your feelings. Essential to another person's existence, the ninth crucial element is the strict maintenance of personal feelings are fundamental to all relationships and must be respected. That we resist letting emotional storms take control of us, but rather we ought to actively manage them with tolerance and respect for one another. The old wise scholar Marcus Aurelius once suggested that it's critical to remain composed and think clearly in order to state the best response to negative behavior is not meant as a kind of negative retaliation. Rather, this strategy for preserving emotional equilibrium means taking things into consideration rather than reacting right away when feeling strongly. In a peaceful manner, this keeps us from getting drawn too far or diving too deeply. Seneca emphasized how important it is to control our emotions. Advised not to worry until there is a legitimate cause why we should learn this lesson, not to allow hurriedness or anxiousness to lead us to act carelessly in our relationships. We ought to let things to develop organically rather than too quickly. Epictetus, who wrote The Enlightenment, also noted that controlling our emotions. He clarified that what matters is not what happens to us, thus responding is essential. However, how we respond to it in terms of emotional balance requires comprehension. That although we can't control every aspect of our relationships, we can control our emotional responses. This is not about keeping a safe distance, but about making small but steady progress. Seeing how things actually unfold involves exercising caution with the rate and intensity of our emotional investment in someone. Therefore, gradually investigating and letting the relationship's emotional component develop organically. In addition to keeping you safe, evolution increases your attractiveness by displaying. In conclusion, emotional balance refers to both self-respect and the importance you place on the caliber of emotional connections. Necessitates having emotional intelligence, which includes delaying strong emotional bonds while letting them grow organically, and when used properly, this methodical technique makes you a reliable and respected relationship, putting you at the forefront of their hearts. Others, number 10, are aware of when to depart. The 10th stage in establishing one's worth in the eyes of others is to develop the bravery to leave. This level goes beyond simply acknowledging one's own value when respect is no longer returned, but also demonstrates a person's unwavering self-respect, which is crucial, the standard by which people judge you to be important in their lives. Marcus Aurelius. With the guidance of the power, the philosopher-emperor once taught the value of inner strength and self-respect is found in mastering your mental control rather than external occurrences. This echoes as a confirmation of our rule, and you will discover your actual strength. The courage to emerge from the shadows comes from inside, not from outside forces, but deep down. It means that even if we have no control over the actions of others, we can choose how we react to Seneca. Another distinguished philosopher stressed the value of having self-esteem and never accepting anything less than what is due, he said, adding that life is a beautiful story with unfailing worth. In length but in the caliber of its content, thus suggests that when choosing who to spend our time with, we should put quality relationships ahead of quantity to prevent needless. With his keen intellect, loneliness Epictetus also claimed that he felt that people who truly appreciate the importance of education should be granted freedom. Freedom from restrictions, but the ability to make decisions, particularly the freedom to leave from an environment that disregards one's dignity. Education here is more than merely concerning book knowledge, but also a deep understanding of one's value and the necessity of being valued in every relationships. Therefore, being prepared to leave is a recognition of and a commitment to. Fear shouldn't hold you back from escaping circumstances that don't align with your innate worth. Respect you as you deserve. This idea is very important. Importance, since it conveys to everyone, including yourself, the essential reality that you are worthy of respect, and that it has great importance as a statement of your desire for greater things and your refusal to accept less. This Stoic posture is a firmly ingrained position rather than merely a response to outside events. In realizing one's worth, which gives one the ability to demand the respect and therapy that is in line with their actual value. Number 11. Find contentment in 11. Find joy. Beyond the 10 concepts we've covered, learning and developing is another essential component to cultivate an insatiable curiosity and an uncompromising. The desire to learn this concept depends on seeing every day as a chance to learn something new or hone a skill set that already exists. Think of yourself as a garden, and just as a garden thrives when given careful attention, develop as a result of ongoing research and experimentation, which could lead to take up a new pastime, read books, or take in the stories and experiences of others. Ongoing development provide you with self-satisfaction, tremendous energy, and constant change, making you a source of fascination and friendship. Your desire to grow gives your character depiction more nuance. You are more attractive and captivating. It's like creating new hues into the tapestry of your life, adding depth to the fabric of your existence. And allure, encourage, compassion, and understanding, which is another essential step towards to become a role model in other people's life. One must nurture empathy and kindness, which means making an effort to understanding other people's feelings and offering assistance when possible. Does not need being a rescuer to everyone, but it shows up in the small details of empathy and understanding that indicate your activities as basic as paying close attention to someone else's suffering and offering unexpected help or a friendly smile can make a big difference. Being kind not only makes someone else's day better, but it also shows that you respect for other people's emotional states, such as kindness and attentiveness, draws others to you, because everyone longs to be close to someone who makes them feel understood and at ease. It's like adding a soft glow to someone's day. People are drawn to your warmth and brightness. As we wrap up our talk, you become a valued part of their lives. Final results. The main point I want you to remember today is not merely a reminder of your intrinsic value. It serves as a deeper lesson in respect for oneself and faith in never judge your value by the opinions of others. Instead, consider your own worth. Your genuineness, self-respect, and the power of your beliefs make you special. Unreplicable masterpiece crafted with your unique dreams and experiences, understanding that the guidelines I've given you are more than just kind counsel, but as a powerful reminder of your excellence. Each action you take to value and acknowledge your worth does not only identifies you to the world, but also serves as proof of your. Despite the fact that we are parting ways today, never forget your quest for continuous improvement and self-discovery. Never stop if what I've discussed today has provided you happiness and value. So please keep following and subscribing. Ensure you don't miss any of the important lessons that lie ahead. I appreciate you taking the time with me for sharing and contemplating. Keep trying to improve, and never remember that you are always the main character in the story of your life, choosing the course and worth of your journey. And I'm forward to witness the new developments and significant advance in your journey. It's time to bid you farewell and wish you luck when we next meet. You are all the finest.